Executive Brief. Executive Brief.
My good people of Abia State, it is my honor and pleasure to address
From the seat of governance in Abia, God's own state, comes a compendium of the governor's weekly engagement in the service to humanity and God.
This government is in its second and final tenure, and therefore we are in a hurry to gain traction and achieve what our mandate the people have given to us and defined for us as assignment.
Join the Chief Press Secretary to Abia State Governor Onyebuchi Imemanka on Flow 94.9 FM as he tracks Governor Ikpeazu's activities in delivering on the social contract with the good people of Abia State.
we have received awards and acknowledgement as the SME capital of Nigeria in recent times.
Executive Brief.
Every Friday at 9:30 a.m.
on Flow 94.9 FM, the flow of God's own state. Executive Brief from the horse's mouth.
There is now a deliberate effort to ensure that our infrastructure is solid and durable.
Well, in the continuation of the kinetic Abia project inspection and movement, well, there will be a commissioning program today. The Abia State Governor, Dr. Victor Ikpeazu, will, in company of his Akwa Ibom State counterpart, Odom Emmanuel, commissioned recently Asoko Aro Umeji Omoba Road, and this road transverses Osisioma and Ishalangwa South local government areas of the state. That event will happen today. Little wonder the Chief Press Secretary to the Governor, Barrister Onyebuchi Imemanka, is not in the studio. We're going to be connecting with him via phone. He's on the line this morning. Good morning to you, Barrister.
Good morning, TC Barra. How are you?
I am fine, thank you, this morning. Happy weekend to you. And for you, it's not going to be fun. It's going to be a busy weekend because your principal will be on the move. All right, so how are preparations? How are you gearing up for today's commissioning?
Yeah, it's going to be a happy day today for the people of Abia State, particularly for the two host local governments of Osisioma and Isialangwa South.
Okay.
This road may be physically situated in these two local governments, but the economic impact of this road goes beyond these two local governments.
Okay, so can you highlight that a little bit for us?
Yeah, for those who do not know where this road is, from Umuahia coming down towards Abia, when you go past the old toll gate at Umuika Junction and move towards Abia just before Arongwa Junction, there's a right, you take a detour by the left and you see the road there. Now that road takes you straight. It's a 9.3 kilometer road.
9.3 kilometer, you say?
Yes. It takes you
almost 10 kilometers.
Yes.
Okay.
It takes you well paved, beautiful road. It takes you straight to the Obika road. And you take at the end of the road, you now take a right detour straight to Obo Hill. Now, what this does is that it shortens movement between Abia and between Umuahia and Abia by almost 25 minutes to 30 minutes.
Okay.
I have used that road regularly, and I can tell you that it's a sweet and pleasurable driving experience. Now, for the business community in Abia and Umuahia, what it means is that from Umuahia, if you want to go to Abia, especially in Obohi area, all these markets, you do not need to go towards Osisioma Junction again.
Okay.
You do not need to pass through the traffic of Abowore Road. No.
It's an alternative route.
Yes. It's an alternative route into Abia from Umuahia. Now, why is the governor bringing his counterpart from Akwa Ibom State? Usually, people who are going to Akwa Ibom from either Owerri or Umuahia or Enugu will have to, particularly those from Owerri, Enugu, and these other parts, who are going to Akwa Ibom. Because of the bad state of the federal road, the Umuahia, I think Ekota Highway also,
yeah,
the bad state of that road, This provides an alternative route for people going to Akwa Ibom. So what it does for you is that from Owerri, for instance, or from Enugu, once you get to this junction, you take the left detour and it takes you straight to Obo Hill, straight to Obikaida Junction in Obo Hill. And from Obikaida Junction, going towards Ururuka Road is now easy to access Akwa Ibom State. You know that from Umuaro Junction along Ururuka Road, it's from that point to Ekote Ekene is about 25 minutes. So this road has huge impact for those traveling between Abia, Imo, Abia, and Akwa Ibom.
Okay.
That is why the governor of Akwa Ibom State, His Excellency Mr. Udom Emmanuel, graciously accepted to commission this road for us today. And I can tell you that preparations are in top gear. Everything is almost set. In fact, everything is set. Governor Udom Emmanuel will be arriving in the next 2 hours or so. He will arrive at Umuobiakwa and then go straight to the commissioning venue. He will also leave town today. You know, Abia and Akwa Ibom are just next door neighbors. And from that flank, because of the developmental activities of Governor Ikpeazu, it's easier now to access. In fact, from Umuaro Junction on that Ururuka Road to Uyo is about an hour.
Really?
Yes. It's a road I use very regularly. So it is a happy day. The people of Osisioma, particularly the Osisioma North, the people of Osokwa area, all those northern part of Osisioma area, they are in high spirit. That road has done a lot to their economic life. That road has opened up. It's a rural community. It's a farming community. So for the people of that community, of people who live along those areas, that road has opened up their communities and given them opportunity to seamlessly transport their farm produce, into town for sale. And you know what roads do to communities? Along that stretch, properties have, the price of properties have appreciated by over 600%. Getting land there now is very difficult. Trust our businessmen, they are pushing their businesses down to that area. Now that road is called Aro Umuejie Umuoba Road.
Okay.
Aro Umuejie Osokwa Umuoba Road. Because what that road does is it takes you from the express, from the Enugu Port Harcourt Highway, just before the Arongwa Junction. You find it between Umueka Junction and Arongwa Junction. Take your left detour, take left, and then head towards Umuoba. So it's a fantastic road. Like I said, it may be physically located in Osisioma and Isialongwa South, but the economic impact this road has on the economy of Abia State is massive.
All right, let's talk about the economy of Abia State and push it towards production or manufacturing. Very recently, news filtered into space that the Aimba Automated Shoe Factory had successfully delivered the pre-ordered boots, 3,000 pairs, to the Nigerian Railway Corporation. I'm just very particular, were these shoes paid for?
Of course.
Okay.
They were paid for.
And
the Aimba Automated Shoe Factory is not an NGO. It's a commercial outfit. It's a business venture. Okay, so these boots were paid. Nobody will produce 3,000 pairs of boots, work boots for the Nigerian Railway Corporation for free. It is even cheaper for them because usually before now they imported their work boots for their staff. But today, they can easily access shoes of the same quality they get from outside the country here in Aba. As a matter of fact, the day the shoes were delivered to the managing director of Nigeria Railway Corporation, Mr. Fidet Ikiria, the man was amazed at the top quality of those shoes. And this is significant. 3,000 pairs of shoes, boots, you can imagine. Let us even assume that each of them is 10,000 naira. Let us assume. I don't know the cost. But if you do the math, you know how much that
3,000
transaction
pairs.
has brought into the economy of Abia. And this is significant. The marketing process is very vigorous. We are marketing the police, marketing the army, marketing all the various paramilitary forces to patronize the Enyimba shoe factory, and they can be sure of the quality. Like the machines that are used in that place are exactly the machines that we are used to train our shoemakers in China. Exactly.
Yeah, you've
The governor
reiterated that.
imported the entire unit, and those units are there at the factory premises, working day and night. And this is the first time this is happening. This is the first, in fact, in the entire country as of today, there is no state government that has this kind of establishment anywhere in this country. And following the lead of Governor Kezika, the Nigeria Correctional Services, like we discussed last week, they are setting up their own shoe factory at the Abia prison.
Yeah, we talked about that last week. But something of note, something worthy of note, which I'd want you to just react to just a little bit. You put out an information which we duly confirmed by the Cable Alert. Top 5 destinations of capital investment in Nigeria. The year under review, which is 2020. And it did put Lagos at $8.31 billion, Abuja $1.27 billion, and Abia came in a distant third, $56.07 million. This is the third out of 5 states. We've got Niger and Ogun following up. With these statistics, prior to this time, people had said that the COVID-19 era was going to take a hard toll on Abia State and its economy, but it seems like this has turned out for the better, probably because of the fact that we had to locally produce our protective gears and all whatnot. But how do you look at this in the light of the pandemic that is gradually phasing out?
You will recall that in the heat of the pandemic, Governor Ikpeazu set up an economic team, and added the Abia post-COVID economic recovery team.
That's true.
Made up of eminent economists, eminent financial engineers and managers, led by Professor Anya Urania, a very respected boardroom guru in this country. Now, what this means, the fact that in 2020, in terms of foreign investment, that Abia came third in Nigeria. The only states, the only places that beat Abia are Lagos and Abuja. Abia beat rivers, states like Rivers, Akwa Ibom, Delta, speaks a lot about the investment drive of Governor Kezika. It speaks a lot to the successes recorded by the economic diplomatic shuttles embarked upon by Governor Kezika. Investments don't just develop wings and fly into a state. And the good thing about this information is that it didn't come from us. Yeah. We didn't manufacture that story. The cable newspaper is an authoritative newspaper in Nigeria. This information has been confirmed by the National Bureau of Statistics that Abia attracted investments in excess of $50 million in 2020. This is significant, my brother. When last in this state, in the last 20 years, have you heard of this kind of thing?
Okay, now here's an angle to it. With all of this developmental strides, the economic achievements of the governor, are you not worried that a lot of people do not appreciate his efforts, and as such, feel that some of these things are intangible? Like, you need to see to appreciate that the governor is working, and as such, they require things that they can set their eyes on rather than things that actually has an effect on the economy.
The economy drives everything. And anybody who says he cannot see intangible things, that person is seriously blind and needs medical attention. The infrastructure, we never had a shoe factory before 2020, ever. And as of today, there is no state government in Nigeria that has a shoe factory. These are investments. Look at the roads. Look at the number of infrastructure that have put in place in this state in the last 1.5 years. Go around Osisioma flyover and see what is happening there. I drove past that place yesterday and I was overcome with this sense of pride. The metamorphosis of the Osisioma area is very, 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 very gladdening to my heart and the heart of every true Abia. Forget about politics. You know, driving into Abowore Road yesterday from the Osisioma area, heading towards, if you go from Brass Junction towards Editorial Junction, come and see the remodeling of that area.
Little wonder you
My
had
brother,
to
a
do
lot
a
of things are
live
happening.
video.
Yes, a lot of things are happening. Businesses are coming in. If you check the quantum of investment that came with businesses like Chicken Republic, Marketplace, Kilimanjaro, Cinema 21, Debonair Pizza, Cold Stone Ice Cream. If you check,
You've been moving around a lot. You've been moving around.
Oh, sure. I move around to tell the world what Ikpeazu is doing. Those who don't want to see it, they will see it by force.
But we've still had situations of revenue leakages here and there. And, what's making the news now is that the state government is barring touts from revenue collection and have begun e-ticketing, right? E-ticketing. Yes. So, what has been the situation? Could you actually estimate what could have been lost through some of these leakages that we've had?
Well, I cannot give you a figure now because I don't speak for the Abia State Internal Revenue Service.
Okay.
The Board of Internal Revenue. I don't speak for them. They will be able to speak for themselves. But the truth is that Abia, especially Abia, is a revenue gold mine. If the necessary all those loopholes through which we lose revenue are plugged, now that is the reason why the revenue service in Abia State is introducing the e-ticketing. A lot of money is lost through flying revenues, through contracting out these revenues to consultants, so-called consultants, who pays a partner sum to government and recover, now begin to collect the revenue and recover whatever they pay to government in the first 2 months, and the other months with profit. Now, that does not mean that we don't encourage business, but government revenue is sacrosanct, and the collection thereof must be treated with the highest level of diligence, integrity, and care. Because government needs this money to jumpstart and plow back into the economy. So the e-ticketing strategy is a response to the charge given by the governor to the Board of Internal Revenue to improve revenue collection. Look at Abia. Abia is bustling with business. With the infrastructural revolution in Abia, with the road construction, businesses are booming in Abia. Government has a responsibility to recoup investments and get money from taxes, from citizens, rates, and different kinds of levies, official levies, which will be used to run the economy of the state. So the e-ticketing strategy is going to help. Look, I assure you, by the end of this year.
Do we have the machinery in place to ensure that this system doesn't experience some collapse?
It will not collapse. Usually, when things start fresh, there are usually initial challenges, teething problems, and every other thing. But it is better late than never. I lived in Lagos for some time, and I know that revenue collection in Lagos has gone far ahead, and that is why Lagos keeps, hitting it big in terms of internal revenue collection. As of today, Lagos State is the only state that can survive without federal allocation, because Lagos is pursuing almost 50 billion naira month on IGR. Yes, the Lagos economy is far bigger than ours, but we can start, and this is what the governor is doing through the Internal Revenue Service, the e-ticketing. Because it is e-ticketing, it is difficult to fake it, it is difficult to dodge it. Yes, we are going to have challenges initially, but we can improve over time. So it is better we start now and improve with time than continue to postpone it and continue revenue.
All right. just to veer off from this a little bit, the governor has been and responding to questions by journalists, especially and it doesn't seem like that's enough. There's this coming up on the 14th, as it's been dubbed, the social media hangout. It's going to be happening on 14, and I hear it's open to only registered members because of the COVID-19 protocols. But what's the whole idea? Just have a hangout with the governor. Questions. Can you really break it down just a little bit so people can expect?
Ikpeazu is clearly the most engaging governor.
Okay.
There's no governor that has shown and demonstrated willingness to engage with the people of Abia State more than Governor Ikpeazu. He is always on radio talking to AIT channels, Arise TV, all the radio stations. Seek him seriously. Now, today, the social media has become a critical and fundamental part of our lives. Practically every world leader today, every top businessman of note at the global level, they're on social media. They're on Facebook, they're on Twitter, they're on Instagram. So a lot of things are being shaped by the social media. So this program is designed for some of these social media commentators who probably may not have even had the opportunity of meeting the governor one-on-one, to see him face to face, and ask questions about the economy of the state, about the infrastructural programs of his administration, and everything. We should have thought it is usually easy to misunderstand and mislead someone you have never met. Now, when the governor comes face to face, first of all, these people will realize that this man is very accessible, very humble, and of course, they will also appreciate his depth, his academic depth, his topical depth, and his intellectual level. Because by the time you interact one-on-one, those of us who work with him on a daily basis, are amazed at the depth of his intellect. And this is an opportunity when these people, especially those who are unrepentant critics of this administration, will have an opportunity to see the governor face to face, ask him questions, and watch how he will react. I am confident, knowing the man I work with, knowing the man I work for, that at the end of that program, a whole lot of people will have a change of impression.
Well, I thought you would have said we'll be converted. Just a way to put us in the light with that.
At this stage of this administration, we're not looking for convert anymore. Our work is speaking for us. When you enter the roads of Abia and some other places, you will see the work of Governor Ikpeazu. And it is now left for you, just like the gospel. Somewhere in the Bible it says, I place before you life and death, and that I ask you, it is your choice. But I advise you to choose life. If you now go ahead and choose death, that is your business. Now, anybody who in Abia and Umuahia sees the infrastructural revolution going on in Abia and still chooses to say that nothing is happening, my brother,
all right.
You can only take a camel to the stream, but you can't force it to drink. Ikpeazu is on the way to history, and there is nothing anybody can do about it. All we can do is to support him and pray for him so that he can continue using the remaining 2 years of his administration to tidy up all these projects. Imagine an Abia with a rebuilt Uber Road, Obohia Road, or Hanku Road, or Rata Road.
Let you go. Unfortunately, we are out of time. You've reiterated, you seem to know all the roads by name. We want to sincerely appreciate you for joining us on the program this morning.
Thank you very much.
All right. Okay, that was Barrister Onyebuchi Ememanka, Chief Press Secretary to the Executive Governor of Abia State, Dr. Okezie Victor Ikpeazu. Of course, this program has been a live simulcast on Flow 94.9 FM and Real 99.9 FM Abba. So many thanks to you for joining us today. Do join us next week for another episode. But just before I go, the governor described late Honorable Prestige as a passionate politician who saw his position as a call to service of the people. So may his soul rest in perfect peace. Have a great day. And on behalf of my executive producer, Samson Eze, bye for now.
Flow 94.9 FM. We've got conducive and well-secured environment for business. High-tech video studio, a state-of-the-art production studio. You can also listen live on www.flow949fm.com and watch our videos on YouTube at Flow FM TV. Flow 94.9 FM, not just radio, but a complete broadcasting house.